I'll never forget the story of Robert. He was 72, sitting at his breakfast table, mid-bite into his toast, when suddenly his right hand froze mid-air. He tried to call out to his wife, but the words tangled into meaningless sounds. She thought he was choking, but it wasn't his throat that was blocked. It was his brain. Within seconds, blood flow had been cut off. His brain cells were starving. But before the ambulance even arrived, Robert did something no one expected. A simple movement, a focused breath, something that bought him time. That moment may have saved his life. And that's what we're diving into today. Because what Robert did isn't magic. It's science. It's the body's own backup system, a system most people don't even know exists. Now, if you're over 60, or if you love someone who is, listen closely. Because this conversation could literally save a life one day. Every 40 seconds in America, someone suffers a stroke. Every 3 minutes, someone dies from it. But what happens in those first 180 seconds after the warning signs begin? That's the difference between recovery and tragedy. So here's the question. What actually happens inside your body when a stroke begins? And how can a simple breathing and positioning trick give you those precious extra minutes until help arrives? Let's unpack it step by step. Think of your brain like a city at night. Every thought, every movement, every heartbeat powered by electricity. When a blood clot blocks one of the lines delivering energy, parts of that city start to flicker. First, maybe the streetlights on one block dim. That's when your hand feels heavy or your vision blurs. If the blackout spreads, entire sections go dark. Speech stops. Movement freezes. But here's the fascinating thing. In those first few moments, before the total blackout, your body still has a window, a chance to reroute the power. That's where awareness comes in. Because the earliest signs of stroke are often small, quiet, and easy to ignore. A numb hand, slurred words, a drooping face that looks just a little uneven in the mirror, a sudden headache that feels off. They might last only 60 seconds and then disappear. And that's what tricks people. They think, oh, I'm fine now. But that's not safety. That's a warning. It's your brain whispering, I'm in trouble. Doctors call that a transient ischemic attack, or TIA, a mini stroke. And here's the hard truth. About 1/3 of people who experience a TIA will have a full stroke within days or weeks if they don't act. So what can you do in that critical window when every second counts? Meet the blood shift maneuver. It sounds complicated, but it's not. It's a simple, natural way to use your body's own physics, gravity and breath, to keep oxygen flowing to the brain. No tools, no medication, just awareness. Here's how it works. The moment you feel those early warning signs, weakness, dizziness, slurred speech, don't panic. Don't try to walk it off. Sit or lie down immediately to prevent falling. Then, if possible, lie flat on your back and gently raise your legs about 12 inches, maybe by resting them on a pillow or low stool. This simple posture shift redirects blood that's pooled in your legs back toward your chest and, more importantly, your brain. Now add the breathing. Slowly inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 2. Exhale softly through your mouth for 6. Repeat. That rhythm does 2 powerful things. It calms your nervous system and stabilizes blood pressure. And when your body stays calm, oxygen delivery improves. It might sound too simple to matter, but science says otherwise. In 2022, researchers studying emergency responses found that patients who use leg elevation and slow rhythmic breathing during transient ischemic episodes showed significantly better outcomes. The breathing itself doesn't dissolve a clot, but it maintains blood flow long enough for the brain to survive until medical help arrives. Think of it like keeping a generator running while the main power line is down. It's temporary, but it keeps the lights on. And here's something else that might surprise you. Panic is the enemy of oxygen. When you panic, your breathing becomes shallow and erratic. Carbon dioxide builds up, your heart races, and blood vessels constrict. But when you slow your breath deliberately, your brain interprets that as safety. Your vessels relax, blood flows freely again. That's why calm literally buys time for your brain. You can practice this right now, what doctors sometimes call neural readiness training. Sit comfortably. Imagine your hand suddenly going numb. Instead of panicking, close your eyes, take a slow breath, and focus on keeping the exhale longer than the inhale. Picture gravity pulling blood gently upward toward your head. This little drill trains your body to respond automatically in crisis, like a fire drill, but for your brain. Now, let's talk about why so many people ignore the signs. It's not ignorance, it's culture. Many older adults grew up being told to tough it out. They don't call for help until the pain is unbearable. So when they feel dizziness or slurred speech, they tell themselves it'll pass. But in stroke care, waiting can be fatal. The longer the brain goes without oxygen, the more cells die. And brain cells don't regenerate easily. So, rule number 1, never wait. If you even suspect a stroke, call emergency services immediately. Then perform the blood shift maneuver while you wait. Those minutes are your brain's best chance. And if you're wondering, can the brain really recover? The answer is a hopeful yes, if you act fast and support it afterward. See, the brain isn't a fixed machine. It's a living, flexible network. When one pathway dies, others can learn to take over. Scientists call this neuroplasticity. It's like rerouting traffic after a road closure. With enough signals and time, new routes form. But you have to give your body the resources to rebuild: oxygen, movement, nutrients, and rest. That's where recovery comes in. Gentle, deliberate motion, even seated exercises, stimulate reconnection. The act of moving your hand, breathing deeply, or imagining motion lights up neural circuits that tell the brain, reconnect this pathway. Studies from Japan's National Center for Geriatric Neurology show that seniors who practice daily rhythmic breathing and slow limb movement regained twice as much balance and memory as those who remained inactive. And food matters too. Your blood's viscosity, how easily it flows, depends heavily on what you eat. Omega-3 fatty acids from salmon and flax seeds make blood smoother. Antioxidants from berries and leafy greens protect blood vessels. Nitrates in beets and spinach help arteries relax. Even a bit of dark chocolate boosts nitric oxide, the molecule that keeps your arteries flexible. Harvard researchers found that older adults following a Mediterranean-style diet had 30% fewer strokes and faster recovery if one did occur. It's fascinating, isn't it? You can literally eat in a way that keeps your brain's highways clear. But prevention doesn't stop in the kitchen. It starts every morning. There's a simple practice I teach my older patients called the 3-minute morning reset. It's so easy that anyone can do it. When you first wake up, before reaching for your phone or coffee, sit on the edge of your bed. Take 3 slow, deep breaths through your nose. Then flex your calves. Lift your heels and toes rhythmically for 1 minute. Those calf muscles act like pumps, sending blood upward. Finally, rotate your shoulders and neck slowly. That's it. 3 minutes. But it wakes up circulation, reduces morning blood pressure spikes, and primes your brain for the day. Pair that with a glass of warm water, and you're giving your blood its best start: hydration, oxygen, and motion. Now let's be honest. No routine, no diet, no trick can make you immortal. But the goal isn't to avoid aging. It's to age with readiness. Because readiness gives you power. When you know what to do, you don't freeze in fear. You act. And those calm, deliberate actions, breathing, positioning, awareness, can turn panic into survival. Remember Robert from the beginning? By the time the paramedics reached him, his speech had already started to return. His doctor said that single act, lying flat, lifting his legs, breathing steadily, probably prevented permanent brain damage. Not because it cured anything, but because it gave his brain time. Time, that's the currency of survival. So, if you take just one message from this conversation, let it be this: when blood hesitates, don't panic. Breathe. Stay low. Let gravity help you. And prepare ahead. Teach your spouse, your parents, your friends. Practice together. Because in a real stroke, clear thinking disappears fast. But if your body knows what to do, if it's trained, you can buy the time that saves your brain. You see, health isn't about avoiding every crisis. It's about knowing what to do when one arrives. That's what wisdom looks like. It's not fear, it's empowerment. And here's the beauty of it all. The same habits that protect you from stroke: steady breath, good food, morning movement, calm mind, also make you sharper, happier, and more alive. They're not just survival tools, they're life tools. So if this changed the way you think about your body, do one thing right now. Share it. Send it to someone you care about. Because the next life it saves might not be yours, it might be theirs. And if you want more science-backed, down-to-earth health stories like this, no hype, no gimmicks, hit subscribe. Because every week, we break down the truth about aging better, thinking clearer, and living longer. Stay calm, stay steady, and remember, your body is always giving you a chance to fight back. You just have to listen. Because readiness isn't fear, it's freedom. And that's the real secret to living your best life.